Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying it all offseason long. This team needs a big body wide receiver. Well, guess what? You just got one. Because DeAndre Hopkins is now a Baltimore Raven after signing a 1-year, $5 million deal. I'm going to break down that signing and everything else that will follow for the 2025 NFL season. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for the latest Ravens breaking news. We've got you covered right here on the Ravens Rundown, okay? Anytime a move happens, no matter how big, no matter how small, we get you a video as quickly as we can. Pat Ricard re-signed earlier this morning. We got you a video quickly. This happening, DeAndre Hopkins, 1-year, $5 million deal. We got you a video as quickly as we could. So for the best coverage of your Baltimore Ravens right here on this platform, completely free of charge, make sure you guys do one thing for me. Huge favor, and hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, so my initial thoughts around this whole situation is I'm excited. I'm really, really excited, guys. Okay, so since the end of the season, I looked at this wide receiver room, and I said, I feel confident in the wide receiver 1 on this team, in Zay Flowers, and the wide receiver 2 on this team in Rashad Bateman. But everything outside them, from Nelson Aguilar to Tylan Wallace, Deontay Hardy, Steven Sims, like every single one of those guys, I just kept thinking to myself, you're not a wide receiver 3. You're not a wide receiver 3. You're not a wide receiver 3. And then also to add into that, every single one of those guys is like the exact same size. They're all like 6 foot, 200 pounds, right? DeAndre Hopkins gives this offense a brand new wrinkle. Lamar Jackson has never had a deep threat, deep ball wide receiver. Well, now I think he does, okay? And I know he's not coming off his best year, playing for both the Titans and for Kansas City, right? Only 610 yards. But still, he's only 1 year removed from a 2023 season in Tennessee playing for that awful Titans team and catching over 1,000 yards. But let's take a deep look back at 2024, okay? Like we said, just over 500. The majority of those yards, majority of those statistics coming with Kansas City. 437 yards, 4 touchdowns, 41 receptions with the Chiefs. But I don't really care about last year at all, okay? I don't care about the drop that he had in the Super Bowl. I don't care about any of that. Because what I think DeAndre Hopkins can mean, being a big possession wide receiver, one of those guys who on the goal line, you could go goal line fade to, not even have to think twice about it. Lamar Jackson has never had that wide receiver, and now he does. Everything on this offense, in my opinion, was already figured out. You add the quarterback, right? Both from a passing standpoint and from what he can do with his mobility. You've got the running back with Derrick Henry. Need I say more? I don't think so. You've got the really elusive, quick, fast wide receiver. In fact, you've got 2 of them with Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers. You just needed the guy that has sure hands, that can go up, high point the football, make plays deep down the field. And now you've got him. And you got him on a 1-year, $5 million deal, too. Like, it's not like you overpaid in a free agency class where it seems like everybody is overpaying. Javon Kinlaw, $15 million to the Commanders? Get out of here with that. DeAndre Hopkins, I think he's going to look real good in purple and gold. I got a lot more to talk about. Before that, sound off for me in the comment section down below. What is your 1-word reaction to the Hopkins signing? Mine's excited. Mine's dominance. You let me know yours in the comment section. So I guess we probably should have seen a move like this coming because Cameron Wolfe tweeted this out literally, Jack, was it 2 minutes before the other deal went down? Saying the Ravens plan to release cornerback Arthur Maulet. Per source, Maulet had a very strong 2023 season in Baltimore's slot, but was limited to just 3 games in 2024 due to injury. That releasing of Maulet opened up around $2.2 million in cap space. Now, after the Ronnie Stanley contract, this team was sitting at what? I think $6.1 million in cap space because Ronnie Stanley was a $5.8 million cap hit. Okay, so now you free up a little bit more. That 2.2 from Arthur Maulet gives you a little bit more room with the cap. You're still under it, not by much, but that gives you enough to go out and get a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. Okay? And I know he's getting older. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sitting here telling you he's going to be this team's number one wide receiver. I'm not sitting here telling you that he's going to go out and get this team 1,200 on 87 catches. I think that's unrealistic to think that way. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is that guy anymore. I think he's going to fit perfectly, though, in this wide receiver room. I don't know what's going to happen with Nelson Aguilar. I don't know what's going to happen with Deontay Hardy, Steven Sims Jr., Tylan Wallace. All of those guys are unrestricted free agents. I would love for Tylan Wallace to come back. The other three, I could take him or leave him. Right? But now you've got another guy to put on the outside opposite of Zay Flowers. Hell, maybe even opposite of Rashad Bateman, and you may move Zay Flowers into the slot. He's a 5'9" wide receiver. That is the most elusive receiver in football, in my opinion. I mean, Todd Monken just got a new weapon, ladies and gentlemen. Do we realize what he's going to be able to do now with this added little bit into this offense? What DeAndre Hopkins will bring this team, I don't think you can really quantify it yet. Because it's not just the yards, the catches, the touchdowns that will come, and I promise you, they might not be able to come like they used to, but they will. It's not just those things. It's the attention that he garners, right? It's the cornerbacks on the other team, safeties on the other team. Always kind of knowing where DeAndre Hopkins is going to be. It's going to help your run game. It's going to help your other wide receivers. It's going to help everything. You know what else will help everything? Looking cool, looking good, rocking the best. That's why you need to go to chatsports.com/Ravens Polo and get this sweet gray Ravens collared shirt for 40% off. I know a lot of these websites are like a massive sale, and then you click and it's like 5% off, and you're like, oh sweet, you just saved me $375. Guys, it was $55. Now it's just $33. That's why you got to go down below. Click that link. It's in the comments and description of today's video. You can find it at chatsports.com/Ravens Polo. If you want to look the best while supporting the best and feeling your best, you're going to go to that link right now. Alrighty, let's take a look at the moves that they've made in free agency so far. Ronnie Stanley, that deal came down on Saturday. We talked about that one. Pat Ricard came down earlier today. The full details are still to be announced. The only thing we know is that it is fully guaranteed. And then obviously the DeAndre Hopkins news as of a few moments ago. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I think this surprised me a little bit, the DeAndre Hopkins news. I didn't really expect Baltimore to be in contention for a big-name player. Okay, I don't care how old he is. DeAndre Hopkins is still a big name. All right, I didn't expect, after the Ronnie Stanley signing, for anything this big to happen from here on out. I kind of thought, they re-signed Ronnie Stanley. They got their guy. They said, you know what? $20 million a year, 3 years, $44 million guaranteed. Thought they were going to re-sign Pat Ricard. Thought they were going to re-sign Ardarius Washington, probably re-sign Derrick Henry, and then kind of call free agency a day. But I love that they identified a weakness in this team and on this offense, even though there were few weaknesses, and they said, you know what, we can get a guy for cheap right now, give Lamar Jackson something he hasn't had yet as a quarterback in the National Football League. I absolutely love it. I also love what it means for the draft. I think now I would have spent a few, probably 2-3 picks on a wide receiver. I'm only picking 1, maybe 2 wide receivers now. I think that's much less of a need. You can now focus on edge rushers and cornerbacks because DeAndre Hopkins now kind of gives you a little bit more, confidence in that wide receiver room. Let me know in the comment section down below. Grade the Ravens free agency so far. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. I did this segment on live. I gave them a B. I think I'm bumping that up to maybe an A- now. I really, really like this deal. You let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching, every single one of you guys. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in all week long. It's the best place to be. We'll get you news the quickest you can get it. So make sure you don't ever miss a moment, don't ever miss a video, don't ever miss a signing. Hit that sub button.